Welcome back to Wrenches in Motion, where if it ain't broke, I ain't buying it. And today we finish up the 2004 Honda Pilot. Some of the things we do in this video, we clean it because it definitely needed that. It developed a miss, which I thought was a coil, so we changed coils and plugs. It ended up being an injector, so we swapped that out. All good to go now. And we put tires on it at the end. And then finally, I sold it. So that being said, let's get into the video and see what goes on. So I took the front two rows of seats out, and let's take a look in here. Yeah, not too clean, definitely stinky. So let us go over to the driver's side. All right, here we are on the driver's side. Bunch of change, of course, and bunch of stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna clean all this up. I left the third rows in. Those are gonna be easy enough to clean in place. The other ones I really wanted to take out so I could get everything. But I'll be able to get underneath there and get all that clean. And I did find that piece of plastic. I took that one out of Kenny, but I did find that one, so that's good. I believe that is the broken steering column surround, so I'm gonna throw that away and get to cleaning, because this is definitely not clean. So looking up under the dash, this piece here, this little plastic piece, that was harder to get in than should have been, but it's in. So now we're gonna do the steering column surround. We're gonna put this piece in, and then I think the interior plastics will be done and we can start cleaning. So I'm just about to start steaming the plastics. I've got my APC, I've got my McCullough steamer, which is warming up. Don't look like it's warming up too quickly though. And then I really hate this thing, by the way, but it's all I have, so it's gonna have to work. All right, well look at that. I mean, that looks really good. Actually, so does everything I've touched so far. A couple areas of contention. It's going to be inside here, and then this here. I don't know if it'll take the, I think that's paint. I don't know if it'll take that off or not, but I'm sure willing to try. Totally impressed. Took the paint off, so now we've got some more paint back here. We're going to try to get off, and this is actually working. Last time I tried it, when you push the steam, it would stay on. Now it actually shuts off when you want it to, so that's nice. So we're going to do this gray panel here, and hopefully we get that paint off. Yep, took the paint off. Well, awesome. So next is going to be the seats, I think, which aren't too bad. Shouldn't take too much to get them clean, and then we'll start the other side over there. Alright, the seats are steam cleaned, and I used some Griot's Garage leather conditioner, put that on there. I also did the third row. It's not here in the garage. One thing I did notice is the blue didn't come off, but I really started taking the gray dye off, so I stopped there. You know, to me it's not worth re-dyeing the seats. This one here, I may look around and see if I can get another seat bottom, because that one's in really bad shape. I mean, for me it's in bad shape. And this one too, actually. I mean, it's got a tear in it right there, so if I can find them, great. If not, they'll go back in. Well, they're going back in tomorrow anyway. And hopefully this Pilot's gonna be almost done. But one thing I wanted to do, because you guys haven't seen it and I haven't seen it, is I believe we're gonna pull out the front three plugs and take a look at them, see what they look like. Hopefully they look good, but I have no idea any history on this vehicle at all. I bought it not running, so I mean, it seems to run and drive okay. All right, we got the plugs out. Here they are. They don't look too bad. They are NGK-Rs, so pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the front plugs back in, put the coils back in, and I'll consider this part done. Well, I took the little top plate off the top of the intake, and as you can see, these runners here are full of junk. And this is for your EGR system. So this all needs to be cleaned out, and the same with these holes in here. Those need to be cleaned out. This passage in here needs to be cleaned out. So I think we're going to end up taking the top half of the intake off as well. Just so we can get everything nice and clean, and we'll put it all back together. See if it runs any different. May or may not. They may need to swap all the injectors over, but we'll see. I just know that that's a problem now, and we need to take care of that. Okay, let's talk alternators. There it is down there, and it's actually fairly simple to pull out. I thought it was going to be more difficult. This is usually in a bracket that I've already removed for something else, so we'll just take the reservoir, throw that out of the way. The power steering reservoir sits on that bracket down there, so you just grab that, move that out of the way, and then when you get your bolts for your alternator out, you're going to drag them through here, move the AC hose a little bit. There's a 14 millimeter down here and a 12 millimeter up here, and then on the back side you got the two electrical connections. The way I did the other pilot was I started way back here and a long extension with a 12 millimeter to get to the hot side, and then the clip connector I did once I had the alternator out, and I moved it a little bit so I could actually reach it. And I think with that, what we're going to do is the tensioner is a 14 millimeter, so I'm going to do the deal where you put the 14 on there, you hook it with the 15 and pull it. That gives you the extra leverage that you need. And then once you get the belt off, we'll snap those other two bolts off. Okay, so with this, I don't know if you can see it, but the blue wires broke on the AC, and the pin here came out of the connector that's right there. So we're going to take that connector off, take that whole wire off. Should be just a plug-in for the AC compressor, and then we'll see if we can fix this wiring. Alright, so getting in, you see we've got the wire fixed. We've got the other wire into the connector, so that's good. Time to put this alternator in. And take a look at this beauty. This is I went to Browning's to get the other one rebuilt, and they had this one sitting on the shelf that they had already rebuilt. So instead of waiting, 1 to 2 hours for them to do it, it took me 5 minutes. Alright, we got a nice new alternator in, serpentine belts back on, power steering, overflow, cruise controls hooked back up. Took advantage of the opportunity and put the plastic and the battery hold down in. So with that being said, let's come over here and hopefully we lose our battery light. Look at that, it's gone. All right. No lights on the dash. Now I can set the time and the radio stations and all that stuff. And take a... No misfires at all. This time we're in the pilot, and I figured I better do the cabin air filter. There's a bolt and a screw over here, a bolt and a screw over here, and then there's a bolt coming up from the bottom into goes into the glove box, but goes through this. Once you get that out of the way, you can move the metal, and then you can take a look at your goodness inside here, which, yeah, it's not really good. I've definitely seen worse though. trick is trying to get this out of here. Take a good look inside. Yeah, not 100% terrible. So we'll get a vacuum cleaner, get all that out of there. And the windshield is finished. It looks so good. Well, actually, anything better than cracked is good. So we'll take that. Next step is let this dry a little bit more and then put the seats back in. Or put the seats in now. I mean, it's not wet. It's a little damp. We'll leave the doors open, get some airflow in there. But this is going to be the first seat to put in, and that is the heavy one. So I guess let's. And it's raining. I'm going to go ahead and put the seats in. Carpet's still a little bit wet, but that's okay. It'll dry. Got to use the Weiss wagon because carrying that thing around is just killing my back. And then look what else came today. The rest of the exhaust. Oh, I'm happy about that. So now we got the header pipe, converter, mid pipe, tailpipe. Another O2 sensor should be in the box. And we got the windshield in. I think the only thing after this is all in is going to be tires and maybe an alternator because the battery light came on the other day. So I think it may need an alternator. And I'm not sure if I'm going to take the one off of Kenny or if I'm just going to have this one rebuilt. But either way, we're getting closer. Okay. The seats are back in and functional. And what happened to my dome light back there? Strange. They were all working. Seems like most of them are out now. Oh, there we go. Alright, just took a little shut of the door. Alright. So all the seats are in. I think 3 things left. The tires, possible alternator, and exhaust. Alright, I think I'm going to be done for the day. Lifting these seats around kind of messed up my back a little bit, of course, getting old. So we're going to leave it right there and go to the store, get some popcorn, and chill for the rest of the night. Did you really think I could leave well enough alone? No, I can't. So that's a pile of junk. I'm going to put the O2 sensor in there, mount up the header pipe, grab a gasket, and some of the hardware I had to buy. We'll mount up the catalytic converter. And then, I'm not sure if I want to hook up the rest of the exhaust or if I want to try to hook the O2 sensors up. It's getting kind of late, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done. So I think I'm just going to concentrate on getting the header pipe and the cat mounted. Okay, so we're back at the Pilot, and you'll notice, maybe if I can get out of the sun, that the driver's door is not saying it's open. So look down here, here's the switch, and I squeeze it, and there's nothing there. The rod is totally not there. So you lift this up, there's a 8mm screw, you take that out, and then come over here. We got this from the parts Pilot. And there's definitely something inside there, and it goes back and forth and squishes. So there's electrical connection on the inside, and replacing it's going to be super easy. So let's get that done right now. Okay, I apologize about the sun. You know, nothing I can really do about that. So screw out, take our switch out. Oh, that's why. Oh, okay, the switch is actually broke. Okay. So that being said, Stick our screwdriver in here, pop our connector out, pop our connector in the new one, push that back in, pop our screw back in, make sure the switch goes in, because that would be nice. Put a little cover back down. Now, let me get you off the tripod, get you in here. Maybe? Okay. Now let's turn the key on and see what we got. Oh, there we go. It's showing the doors open. If you can see it, it's the top one. Where is the sun coming in at? Oh, I'm trying to get a good view for you guys. There it is. Yay, it works. One more problem solved. Okay, still got the mist. I haven't done anything yet, so I just want to take off one. You can hear it change. Take off this one. Hear it change. Take off this one. Runs the same. Bad coil right there. Well, we brought the silver one in next to Kenny. Took all the coils and plugs out of Kenny because they are denso iridium, which is what I'd really like to run. The NGKRs, you know, I thought I was happy to see those, but then I remembered on my 08 Pilot, fresh tune-up, timing belt, all that stuff, I put the NGKs in there and it ran like absolute garbage. As soon as I put the denso iridiums in, it ran like a top. So we've got the denso iridiums in, all the coils are hooked up, I think. Let me check number 6. Yep, number 6 is hooked up. I don't know if I can guarantee anything right now because the gas is terrible. I just put 5 gallons of fresh gas in there, hopefully to dilute it. So I don't know. Here we go. Yep, it's still got that miss. So it could be an injector, and it may be something that a few heat cycles will fix the injector, or we may just pull injectors off Kenny too. Well, since I had the intake off, I remember cylinder number 6 wasn't firing at all. I took the coil lead off, nothing changed. I just went through with the 12 volts and checked all the injectors, and number 6 is dead. So the way you do it, you apply 12 volts to one side, ground to the other side, and you should hear it click. And all the other ones click except that one. So now I got to get an injector out of Kenny, which means taking the whole intake off and then fuel rail so I can actually get to the injector. Okay, we got the injector replaced. Easy enough. There's 2 8mm bolts in here. Undo those, get your pry bar, lift up on the rail. You know, back and forth, pull the injector out, lube your O-rings, put the new injector in, lube the bottom O-rings, go ahead and pop that in there. I use the rubber hammer just to tap it down the rest of the way, put the bolts back in, and now we can put our harness back in. It's going to lay right in there. Hook that up, and then I think we're going to put the intake back on. Oh, maybe I should hook those back up too. Yeah, we'll probably hook those injectors back up. Here is the finished Pilot. I went with Kumho Road Venture AT52s. They look aggressive. Truck rides so much better now. Okay, so this one is ready to roll. I'm already looking at the next one. Still got the engine for the white one. I gotta go up to New York and get that, but it's paid for. I just gotta go get it. And yeah, I'll drive this one around for a little bit, and then it should be gone. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video on the 2004 Honda Pilot. Started out as a total pile, and now it's awesome. I did fix the AC just a little bit ago. Turns out that one connector that I showed you that had come apart, I put the wire in there, but I must not have got it in all the way. I just turned it a little bit, popped it all the way in, plugged it up. Air conditioning works, cruise works, everything works on the truck. So it's real nice. It'll make someone a very nice vehicle, and yeah, it's currently for sale. And with that, I'm going to end it and keep the rubber side down, and always remember to keep your wrenches in motion.